So here we are at the second turn of the game, summer 1941, and I want to say I did absolutely nothing. This is one of the tricks of the game, as I say. So first of all, the reason is there's movement restrictions that mean you cannot leave the areas you're in on the first two turns of the game. The only units that are available for the partisans are some Chetniks. They suffer a really big penalty if they get those wiped off the map. And this is so counterintuitive. Oh, gee, I can't do anything on the turn. Those first couple turns shouldn't even exist as far as I'm concerned. But if you move out, and you could do this in Serbia, and go grab yourself some victory points maybe. There's some 3-point zones I left uncovered. That would be cool. But then the Germans can dump... they have 3 big divisions worth 12 each that they could just drop on you. That's 36 points. You have 6 Chetniks. So it's going to be the 5-to-1 table. If we take a quick look at the 5-to-1 table, there's a good chance you're going to lose a decent number of Chetniks. If you're in the wrong terrain, that result's doubled. It just doesn't seem worth it. I could see where some people think it is, but 3 victory points is not worth losing a significant portion of your Chetniks. Now, they may not have them. They may end up being pro-Axis Chetniks very shortly. Oh well. Alright, here I am in fall of 41, and again, I have done nothing. Why? Well, I placed reinforcements, so we have a big stack with Tito here, and we have some smaller, we lost those Chetniks, they went over to neutral, some smaller stacks of partisans, but we're still limited as to where we can move. So the only viable place to try to get anything would have been Serbia. What's available in Serbia? Well, there were a couple of Serbian units sitting, I believe, here in Valjevo. I could have gone and killed them. Almost no question they would have died. But troop production, victory points, first of all, I get 2 victory points. The units killed, they come back, 1 per turn. As long as they're Serbians or Croatians. The Italians and Germans, they die for good. The Germans would have attacked at least 5-to-1 odds, because they got reinforcements as well, which means there's a 1 in 6 chance I get any recruitment, and the rest of it would be losses that I take. And then I'd have to retreat. I'd retreat to the mountains, which is safe, I believe I can do that, and then get some production back and probably end up about even. That would have been probably the best chance, but damage is doubled in the market towns, and production was low, and it seemed like too much of a risk. I don't want to play that out. So instead, I'm waiting until the game really starts on turn 3. Again, this is, you know, this part I consider kind of the pre-game setup. When I remember to read the rules that say that there's movement restrictions there. Beginning of the winter of 41, and things started moving. So everybody's movement restrictions were lifted, and all the rules come into play, anti-guerrilla operations, partisan revolts, etc. So what happened was the Germans, because of their high anti-guerrilla operations number, launched a couple of relatively ineffectual ones. They killed a unit down in Montenegro, but the rest of the units there escaped up to Serbia, where the other operation was going on, which was kind of a bad idea, it turned out. That operation ended up, I think, not causing any casualties just because the German units were big enough to not take casualties. It's one of those games, and I always like this, where big units don't take casualties. Like, hey, I take 1 loss. Oh, I only have a 12-point unit. I'm okay. I always like that, the dynamic of that. So here the partisan units will take losses when they get hit, but The bigger Axis units will not, but they're small Axis units too. Then the Yugoslavs took their move, and now because so many Axis units were committed to the anti-guerrilla operations, they were able to actually sweep up into Bosnia, where they could get get points and reinforcements, and they sent their Chetniks over to Nice, no combat there, to get reinforcements. So things are looking a little better for them at this point. They're able to do things, and the Italians had to actually pull out of Albania, and this is the one turn where this is kind of the case, because a lot of Croatian units show up to help garrison Croatia and Bosnia. But they had to pull out of there in order to garrison Croatia, because Croatia, with its 8 revolt value and 0 subtraction, 8-point garrison and 0 revolt value, is very likely to generate a lot of troops. Tito managed to run into Croatia. He gets 3 units per turn just being there, which is cool.